God destroyed an entire generation for complaining. That sounds crazy, but it's not an exaggeration. You might be wondering, what will God do to me for my complaints then? And I have a hard time as it is even recognizing those complaints, and I'm sure you might too. But what if there were a way to realize your complaints? Stick with me because I'm going to show you exactly how you can do that. So, first we have to understand that complaining reveals a heart that does not trust God. You might think that complaining stems around the circumstances in your life, or that it just is a natural way of doing things. But it actually stems from a problem within our hearts. What you really say when you're complaining is, God, I don't trust you with your plan. I don't trust you with your timing. And I don't trust you with your goodness. That's what you're actually saying when you complain. And we see evidence of this in Exodus chapter 16, verses 2 through 3. And I'll pull that up real quickly for you guys. It says, the entire Israelite community grumbled against Moses and Aaron in the wilderness. The Israelites said to them, if only we had died by the Lord's hand in the land of Egypt, when we sat around pots of meat and ate as much food as we wanted. But now you have brought us into this wilderness to have this whole community die of hunger. You got to think right before this moment when they're complaining. They saw the plagues. They were brought out of slavery. They saw the Red Sea split in two. They were provided with manna and quail. And yet, all that evidence meant nothing. They complained about it. And you might be thinking, well, they're just complaining about the food. Not really. They're complaining about their trust. Why? Because they were looking back at slavery and saying, it would have been much better to stay in that situation then, in slavery, than it would be now to trust in God to provide for us. How crazy is that? And here, just to emphasize complaining, let's look at Philippians chapter 2, verse 14. It says, do everything without complaining and arguing. Our complaints contradict our faith. But when we trust God, we don't need to complain. I'll tell you a quick story about this. Lately, I've been babysitting. I chose to babysit because I had just lost my job. I had no way of making money. And I was trying to support these videos that I make for you in this community that I'm building. I'm trying to support that on the side because it's something I love to do and it's something I care about deeply. And I started the babysitting and I was happy about it initially. It was going great. It was going well. Now, as of late, I've been complaining about it way too much. I've been complaining, why is she crying and whining all the time? Why do I have to do this? Why am I not getting paid for this? Why is this taking away all my time? All these things I've been complaining about. And it just sucks. Because I really do care about this. And I feel like it's taking me away from it. And I feel fear. Because I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to cover my bills or not. And it stresses me so much. But when we stop complaining and arguing. We begin to live a quiet trust in God, and that changes literally everything. It changes the peace in our hearts. It puts peace in our hearts. It gives more grace in our relationships. It clears our minds, and it puts strength in our witness when we talk to people about our faith. So instead of reacting to life with anger and frustration, we can respond with faith because we believe God is in control. Even when life is totally unfair or it's totally unjust, choosing gratitude over complaining is not weakness. It's a powerful way to show the world that our hope is in Him. So one small doable action that I have for you guys is the moment you start to feel like you're going to complain about something, just stop and thank God for literally anything. It could be a water bottle. It could be your Bible. It could be a bookmark. It could be your hair. It could be your eyes. It doesn't matter what it is. Just thank God for something. Because even those small things that seem meaningless, when you thank God for those things, you're choosing gratitude over complaining. That single shift in focus trains your heart to trust God instead of questioning Him. And that's huge. Guys, Jesus never complained. Not one single time. He was faithful to the point of death. Can you imagine how hard that must have been? To not even complain when you're carrying that cross up to Calvary. To die. To carry the weight of the world and not complain a single time. And that's exactly what can break this cycle of complaints for you and I. Because you have that same exact spirit inside of you. That means you can choose trust over complaints. You're not alone. Jesus is with you every step of the way in every hard situation. Just to reiterate, Philippians chapter 2, verses 14 through 15 this time. Do everything without complaining and arguing. This is possible because of Jesus. So that you may be blameless and pure, children of God without blemish among a crooked and perverted generation. You shine among them like lights in the world. How great is that? That picture that's painted for us right there. Jesus is the reason that this is possible, and Jesus is the reason that you can be a light among this world, even when life is unfair. So the next time you feel like complaining, just stop. Thank God for literally anything. He's still good, and He is still with you. And I know this is a little bit of a switch off topic, but the reason I'm making this video is because this week my buddies and I are having a weekly challenge to not complain. And I wanted to make this video to encourage them and encourage you guys. In the community, I strongly recommend that you join the community because just these past 2 weeks since it started, I've felt closer to God and just utter peace and love, and I've built some awesome relationships, and you can too. If that's something you would like, and this is something that you strive for and you want to be closer to God, do not hesitate to join. And this isn't a sales pitch. This is for your benefit. It might sound weird, but I love you guys. I truly do. And I want you to be there. I want to meet you guys. And I want to walk with you in your journey with Christ. So if that's something you would like, do not hesitate. I've only got 7 free spots left. And I don't want you to regret if you're too late. So if you would like, just join the community. I'd love to have you. That's all I've got for today. Just stop and don't complain and thank God, okay? I love you. It sounds weird, but I love you, and God bless your day.